Hello everybody. This is going to be a quick video, well, I hope to, where the idea is to actually just um, modify or to do application, the last one that we did it, to use the server that we already created and the servers that we already deployed. So I will show you how to create your own application that will consume that information. So let's get started. So the first things that I need to do, and let me just get this out of the way. Um, the first thing that we need to do is we need to remember and what we're doing through our app. And I'm sorry for that. What we're doing through our app is we have a two app. We can save a new task. That task is getting pending, and whenever you click it, it goes to complete it and back and forward, right? That's pretty much what it's doing. The idea will be, and because this is just saved in memory, in browser memory, when we refresh it, everything gets cleared out. The idea is when we open the app, we're going to load everything from the server. When we add a new one, it's going to go directly to pending, and the list should be refreshed. And when we click between those, the item need to be moved between one or the other, and we need to refresh all the application. So let's see what we can actually do about this. So let's get started. So the first thing that we need to do, this is something that we need to, how can I say it? We need to be really, really careful. Will be to go to our server itself. So let me actually open my server, my API. I already did the change, but I want to show you. So when I went here, I went to the folder. I changed my env file from my origin. You see this pound here? That means that it is commented out. So I'm not using this URL yet. So just change it to the URL that we're using locally in my computer. In this case, it will be HTTP without DS, localhost 3000. In order to make it work, and I leave the rest as the same. Then with the npm ls, I was able to see my application running, and I do npm restart 0. 0 is the ID that I have for my app. When I do it, you will see that little thing over here, change it to a bigger number. And if I try to look at it again, and the uptime getting bigger and it's not being restarted, that means that we're pretty much fine. PM2 logs, we can see in the logs information, and yes, we can see that all the applications that we just created restarted right away, and we need to be restarted with that new .env file. That's the important one. Okay, so after we have this, we can get out from our server. So let me get out. I will keep this open. And the first things that we need to do, the second thing, is we need to install Axios. Just to make sure that we have the Axios installed. After I have Axios, the only things that I will need to do here will be change my composable for the use to use a little bit. So the first things that I need to be created or need to verify it is that I need to import Axios from Axios. Right? Oops. That's going to be the first thing that I need to be. And the second one is that I need to create my API instance. And that API instance needs to point to your server itself. So in this case, my API will be an Axios create. I will put my base URL will be, in my case, https://API rodoroman.com. And because I know that the endpoint doesn't change, I can actually do all the way through API good. because I know everything is inside here. Then I can do my parameters. And I have two parameters to work on. I have my username. That will be admin. And my password, that will be admin too. Right? Then I just need to close the object. Oh, this one is a comma. See, and then this needs to be closed. There you go. Perfect. So now I create my API instance that is pointing to this. Now we know that we are hard coding this, and it should be really, really important not to push this code to your GitHub. Right now, just to clarify and to be faster, I will keep it like that. But remember, always use your .env file to store this data, right? So after I have this, I will keep my pending and my completed the way that it is for now as a computed element because I want those to be reactive. So what I wanted to do here is I need to get all elements. I will do const get all and will be an asynchronous function. And well, my copilot is already suggesting what to do. It's actually accurate. I will say yes. Yeah, that was fast. So really, really quick. This is going to be an asynchronous function. And in this asynchronous function, we don't send it anything. We're going to wait to go to the API get with these parameters. And then our to-dos will be completed to the data element extracted from here. And that's it, right? Of course, we should be adding try catch, other stuff. I'm not worried about those for now. I just want to go quick and easy to show you how this actually works. So that means that at the end, just before the return, I can do a simple get all, just to call those. If I refresh the page, that call itself should be working. And we should start seeing stuff over here. We can go to inspect and go to the console and we can see what is happening there if we have an issue. We have a network error. Let's just refresh in case. Oh, we have. Oh, wait. My base URL. I have an error here. It's not for what I say. It's that. So let me save it. If I refresh this, I can see that I have 3 to-dos in my app. It's actually working. There is some different stuff that we need to change. For example, in our API, we are not using the, well, let's go to the list element first. So we didn't call the to-do content, we call it the to-do text. So we need to get that new element from there, and we can see that these are the 3 ones that I have from my server. But not all of them are actually pending. Some of those are completed. But the completed is actually not working because we didn't call it done. We actually call it completed. Completed, completed, right? Let me save those and let me restart. And there you go. I have my pending item pulled from my database and my completed items pulled from the database with a simple call that we're doing. This filter, because everything's getting saved into to-dos, we just can keep it like that, right? And the only elements that we need to change in this case is the add to-do element. Because instead of pushing it through the to-dos, we need to save that to the database. And for now, who can actually Actually, yes, we need to do that one, and we need to do change status. So we need to change these two in order to pull the information the way that we're supposed to do it. So the need to do is actually really easy. We want to trim it the way it's supposed to be, but this one we're going to be doing await API dot post, and we're going to post to nothing, comma, and then our information. We need to remember that we don't need to send an ID anymore. Content changes to text, and don't changes to completed. Right? So after we add that, because we're using await, this should be a synchronous call. And after we do the await and we post it to the server, we just need to do a sync await get all. Now this should be await. And I don't know how to type await anymore. There you go. With that, we're just going to do API post to the base URL. The URL didn't change, and the object that I'm going to be saving it is the object in text and completed. Right? So add it from the application again. And if I click enter, of course that didn't work. Let me verify what happened here. If I refresh, okay, yes. So this one didn't make the get all. Another to do item. There you go. Now just get created right there. New one. That one is not being created because it's too small. Remember that we have a limit of 10. Probably we should be posting some kind of error message. We don't have that response. We can actually see that it go to inspect elements to network, and we do a short one. Let's do a short. And let me maximize this. Click enter. We can see that the post element text slash must be at least 10 characters long. We have that message itself. So we respond with that message. Probably we should be able to show the message somewhere here, right? But I'm not worried about that. But let me create another to do with longer text to be added. So we can see that one get posted. It give me completed false by default. It give me the ID 6, and then I call all the to-dos, and I populated my to-do app itself. Okay. We can see that the call is actually working through the network tab. So the last one that we need to implement now is going to be the change status. And let me overcomplicate that a little bit. Probably we shouldn't be doing something like that, but actually, yeah, let's do it. Let's not overcomplicate it. Because we have all the to-dos saved already, so we can actually do the current to-do will be like that one. The to-do completed should be like this one, right? Then we need to const we need to extract the ID. We need to pretty much remove the ID. I'm gonna call it like that. Perfect. And this is using JavaScript by default. And let me just remove that for now. So I'm extracting the ID and I'm saving it as underscore ID. I will not use it anywhere, but I just need to extract it to remove it from my to-do element. And the rest of the item actually calling it to do to update, right? Because that to update already have the new completed status. So after I have that, I just need to post it like this. Of course, need to be await, and this needs to be asynchronous. And after I have that, I just need to get all the to-dos again, just to pull up the new data. And that's it. This is going to do the change, and then going to put it, and then we'll refresh the data itself. So if I click this one, new from app, it should get moved to the completed. Let me refresh just to verify I have the latest changes. Try it again. There you go. And then do new from app. Get back to here. Another to-do item that gets saved over there. If I refresh my app, this is what I get in from my database, from my API. And that's it. I believe this is a shorter video in this semester, but we just change our to-do application to pull up information from the database itself or the API itself. So for assignment, what I will need you to do is I need you to create the .env file, right, in order to save this data, your own data there. You need to push it to the repository and need to be published on the server. You can do the two ways that you want. You could publish the old one and just update it. That's okay. Or you can publish in a new route if you want to do it. That's okay too. So I have like the to-do app simple and the to-do app through API, something like that. I don't know, whatever. You can do any of those. And of course, whenever you do it, remember just to change your env file. Let me do that again. So in my server, I will go to my app. I will do open my env. I will change the origin to the official one, right? And I call here db to do, but you can call it whatever you wanted, the old one or new one, doesn't matter. And after you have that, remember to do pm2 restart 0 in order to restart the application itself. And that should be enough to make it work. So remember change the env. Remember put the on the server side or the API side, create the env on the application itself and add it to the gitignore to put this information there. After you put this information there, it needs to be pushed in your Git repository and need to be published on your server. So it should be easy enough. It's nothing that we didn't do before, but if you have any question, any doubt, of course, don't hesitate to reach me. Happy coding, everybody.